between Jamie Gore and Billy Gardiner. Now, before these two youngsters do battle on the lanes, let's have a look at some of the highlights of their earlier rounds. And this is young Jamie Gore, 21 years of age. Let's see what he can do. Yeah, he too replies with a strike. Went Brooklyn, a bit of luck early, but he'll take that. That's a double for Jamie Gore. Putting himself well, looking for a bit of luck. It mixes them up. And that's three in a row, a turkey here.
Well, let's see if Jamie can get another one. He's going 290 pace.
Yes, he can. Magnificent bowling here. That's 5 in a row from the youngster from the Gold Coast. Billy Gardiner looking to advance to the second round.
I'm back.
Yeah, gee, he is finishing off well. Yep, let's see what he can do. Not a bad shot for a lane he doesn't like at all.
Well, as we pointed out, when he was last on this lane in the 8th frame, he changed balls, went to the Black Phantom. It's very well polished up for him. Skids a little bit longer, and there it is. There's the first one in the 10th for him.
He's made a few adjustments to the game, and it really has worked for him.
He's looking solid. Yes.
Oh, lovely way to finish. Lovely way. Punches out in the 10th frame. Into the top of the 7th.
Yes.
Yes, and Billy Gardiner starting to get pumped up. He could be on a roll.
Yep.
Yes.
There's the first. So that's 5 in a row. He's got a good run happening here.
And another
emotional
one.
Scenes, yes. I think we can let the emotions run high now. A fantastic performance here from Billy Gardiner.
Well, once Billy gets in front, there's no stopping him. He's relaxed now. He's just freewheeling. He loves to do that. He just throws the ball, whacks it hard, and they just keep getting strikes.
And again, an ominous sign for his opponents in the Stepladder final.
Jamie is a very cool character. Of course, he just swings the ball down and trusts the ball to do the work for him. He doesn't try and do anything fancy.
This young man here, Jamie Gore, has 6 stitches to his middle finger and 5 on his ring finger of the hand he bowls with, so a little bit of pain, but that'll be eased with a strike. And the crowd starting to get right behind him.
Come on!
Oh, dear.
Go!
Oh, dear, he's starting to get that pumped-up look. Very tense here.
His wife's not holding up.
No, she's not holding up at all of this at all, is she?
He's not even going to look. I think the crowd will tell us what's happening here.
Not a quality shot, but a quality result, so that's all you need. There's your winner.
Unbelievable. Talk about the one that got away. Look at that shot again. Flush on the head pin, and lucky to get a 9 count.
Well, it wasn't a great shot, but it's enough. He'll just go through the motion. Well,
Wins by a pin.
wins by 1, and 1's as good as 100.
This is Jamie Gore up against Billy Gardiner. Jamie Gore is seeded 4th in the Stepladder final. He beat Tony McFarlane in the first round and Ashley Abbott in round 2. Looking to get off to a perfect start. Not quite. Joining me in the commentary team is America's Dave Davis and Terry Wenban from Sydney. And Dave, both of these young fellas a little nervous.
Well, I'm sure they will be. It's probably their second appearance or maybe their third appearance in their lives on television. So it gets a little nerve-wracking because one mistake you make, just one, and it can cost you the match.
The crowd starting to get vocal because Jamie Gore has been a dark horse in this field. He only qualified through winning the state final in Queensland. His opponent is Billy Gardiner. He beat Harold Fryer in round 1. In round 2, Andrew Drew. And then in game 1 of the Stepladder final, beat the 2-times World Cup champion Jeanette Baker, 161 to 160, a cliffhanger. Now looking for a perfect start. No, not quite again. So both boys not to start off with a strike. And Billy Gardiner, of course, he is fresh from a win in game 1 of this series.
Well, Chris, Billy's the type of guy, he's all pumped up now. He's won his first match. He's starting to feel a bit confident. He wants to go out there and win and hit the ball hard.
That he does. A lot of power in that game. And, of course, Billy Gardiner came into this tournament as the 16th seed with an average of 185. As we watch his shot again. A lot of power on that ball again for the spare.
A huge backswing.
Wouldn't it be fun to be 18 again?
Oh, you're not wrong. It'd be great to be 18 again.
Two of the legends of bowling, Dave Davis from America and Terry Wenbam from Australia. That's more like it from Billy Gardiner. Just 18 years of age, and when he starts cooking, he can run them off.
He really does. When he gets pumped up, he throws such a big ball. He just sprays the pins everywhere. You'll see the ball goes right out to the edge, powers back in. The pins just don't stand a chance, and he loves it.
This is Jamie Gore, the Gold Coast Masters champion and the state singles, doubles and teams winner this year. Oh, yeah, strike for strike. He is only 21 years of age. First appearance on television, and he has acquitted himself really, really well, Dave.
Well, Jamie's very, very fortunate to be playing today also. You know, you can see the back of his right hand on both the fingers that he used to see those bandages. He has sliced almost into the tendons. Both fingers had several stitches. Very
6
fortunate.
stitches, yep,
Yeah,
on the middle
fortunate.
finger, 5 on the ring finger, on the bowling hand. As we watch again, looking for a double. Yes!
It didn't affect his shot at all.
It's time for Billy Gardiner to sit there and watch. His turn now. His opponent gets the double.
Well, this is the thing here with this type of format, the American format, where Billy gets to sit down and watch James get up there and throw 2 strikes. He now goes 10 behind. Billy's got to strike up. He must strike here to keep in the match and put some pressure back onto James.
Let's see what he can do.
This is it.
Oh, yes, bowling at its best. Billy Gardiner and Jamie Gore going strike for strike, and the crowd appreciating it.
2 young lions tangling it up.
Look at the power in this shot as he goes straight into the pocket and mixes them up. He is a happy man, and it's all square in this game 2 of the stepladder final of the 1991 Goldpin Coca Cola Classic between Jamie Gore and Billy Gardiner.
If you've been bowling but never had a lesson, our tip today is based on tempo. When you get up on the approach, you're holding the ball, you're looking at the pins. As you go through your approach, say to yourself, push, swing and roll. It will help with your tempo, it will help with getting roll on the ball, and then it will help you knock down more pins.
Welcome back to Richlands Bowl. This is Billy Gardiner in a tense battle. Game 2 of the stepladder final of the 1991 Goldpin Coca Cola Classic. There's his opponent, Jamie Gore. Both bowlers started off with a spare in the first frame and have gone 2 strikes in a row. Searching for their third. Billy Gardiner first. Yes! Look at this. And the crowd is definitely warming up to these two. Both, well, Billy's got the big shot and Jamie more of a pusher of the ball.
Yeah, Jamie's the accurate player. Billy has that heavy torque, and you can see what heavy torque does. It moves the pin sideways, which is really what you want. Jamie has to be extremely accurate to strike.
Lovely smile there to finish it off from Billy Gardiner as we wait now. Jamie Gore goes strike. Oh, lovely bowling.
What do you think, Chris? This is just a great match. You got 2 young guys. One guy's the local favourite. He's got stitches in the back of his hand. This is a fairy tale. If he gets up here and beats Billy, it's just going to be unbelievable. Look at this perfect strike, straight in the pocket, gets 10.
Have a look at the performances so far by Jamie Gore. 21 years of age. He's been bowling for 10 years. He is from Mermaid Waters on the coast. Beat Tony McFarlane in the first round, Ashley Ablett in the second. And he continues the run of strikes. So 4 for Jamie Gore and 3 for Billy Gardiner. And the crowd is definitely warming up to these two.
Well, they keep applying pressure to each other, and they keep answering.
Dave, this is what it's all about, isn't it?
Oh, this is wonderful. This is the things, you know, that I remember a long time ago that I used to do.
Of course, just explaining for our viewers at home, Dave Davis is from Palm Beach, Florida in the United States. He has been bowling on the professional circuit in the States for 28 years and has 17 major titles to his credit. We wait. Can we go again? Oh, bowling at its highest degree, Dave. You must admit it.
This is exactly what it's all about right here. You get, you know, Jeanette Baker lost by 1 pin. And now you can see she might have turned somebody loose here that could win the tournament.
I actually think that winning by the 1 pin has really pumped him up. He knows he's thrown a bad game and got away. That's the break you need to go on and win more games.
Loosen up that swing.
Look at that. The shot for shot in the pocket. Jamie Gore sits down, waits his turn. There's Billy Gardiner. 18 years of age and really making an impact on the adult circuit. Gone a bit wide. So the run of 4 strikes in a row comes to an end. But that's a classic start to a Game 2 in a step-ladder final where there's a lot of money at stake.
Yeah, and I think that might have been an adrenaline shot there. He threw that ball so hard, it really never had a chance to hook. It's just like playing golf, you know, you get so pumped up, you can hit the ball too far. He did exactly the same thing here, just way too fast.
Way too far out to the right. Never had a chance to come back.
Yes, and the young Lion makes sure of the spare. And again, let's see if Jamie Gore can continue his run. He has a 4-bagger at the moment. That's 4 in a row. Listen to the crowd. They're giving him lots and lots of encouragement.
They're a good crowd, too, because when he gets on the approach where he has to concentrate, they quiet right down. Ooh, he lost it.
So his run comes to an end. 4 in a row. A good effort in a pressure-packed final.
Well, he knew there that if he got a strike here, he took the lead. And when you're up against someone like Billy who likes to throw strikes, they get their adrenaline from throwing strikes. And that keeps him pumped up. If he figures if he can outstrike Billy, he'll put a bit more pressure on and make him think.
Spares it up. So no open frame so far. And we're halfway through this match. We look at that one again. Perfect execution of the spare. At the moment, the players take a break, as we will here on Nine's Wide World of Sport. Billy Gardiner leading by a single pin over Jamie Gore. The tense 10-pin bowling action continues here on Nine's Wide World of Sport. This is young Jamie Gore, 21 years of age, from Mermaid Waters on the Gold Coast, in a tense battle against an 18-year-old from Sydney in Billy Gardiner. And it has been a great exhibition of bowling. Oh, a little bit of luck off that pin. And Dave, they continue the run, and the crowd getting very, very vocal.
Well, that's exciting. You know, he lost the shot, the frame previous to that, and left the 2-4-5. This one here, he just made sure he hung on to it and pulled it right up to the nose. Look at this break. What a wonderful break that is.
In a match like this, Dave, it could make all the difference, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, little things like that. You know, just the head of that pin reaching out and tapping it can mean all the money.
Oh, that was flush in the pocket. Magnificent bowling from these two youngsters. It's hard to believe that one's 18 and the other one's only 21.
Well, Billy, I really believe he's a great player. A lot of people think he's too arrogant, but I think right now arrogance is what's going to win him the match.
I tell you what, Dave, you'll be going back to the States. You're associated with Brunswick in the United States. Billy's associated with Brunswick here in Australia. You'll only have good reports to tell them.
Oh, I think they've made a marvelous choice here. And you know, there's a difference between arrogance and cockiness, and I think, and confidence. And this boy has a lot of confidence, a lot of it. He said earlier that he really wanted to win. I was speaking with him earlier. He said, this is a tournament I really want to win, because he wants to go to the United States to bowl.
No, he does. He really has his eyes set on going to the Pro Tour. He wants to obviously impress yourself, actually, and try and make a good mark on you and get some advice off you whether he should go. I think he's a good player, and I really think the kid has a future.
Yeah, and everybody says, you know, he's 18, but heck, you know, some people mature a lot earlier than others, and Billy's physical game is certainly a very mature physical game.
And we can't take anything away from this youngster either. He was a state finalist. He won that final on this in this centre, and he's done a great job so far. A little bit of interreaction between the two young men.
Well, at this stage, that spare keeps it pretty much one pin in it. Jamie's just got to go back and get his spare and go back over and get another strike and put the pressure back on Billy. That was a good, solid shot. Both players have just played exceptionally well.
And we're shooting some high scores, remembering that Billy Gardiner won the game 1 of the step-ladder final, 161 to 160 over Jeanette Baker. He was in big trouble in that match and came back.
And that's good. I think, you know, the people need to be reminded that one game you play really well and one game maybe not so well. And, the pressure takes its toll. Now that winning by 1 pin takes some of that pressure off, he's a lot more loose than he was.
Very tense.
It's his girlfriend there watching on.
Oh, another bit of luck. Oh, the crowd is lapping this up. Billy Gardiner, he didn't say much, but I think the non-verbal said it all. He just couldn't believe the luck that was going that time.
Well, tripping the 4, the ball definitely goes high into the pocket. You can see how the two pin comes off the wall, trips the 4 out of there. That's one of the Dick Weber, most famous shots Dick Weber used to use, Terry.
Ball back.
Yeah, always.
Now, let's see what this young man can do. The pressure really tense here. Oh, went Brooklyn, but he'll take 10.
Well, Chrissy, you know, by looking at Jamie's last shot there with the kicking out the 4-pin, and now he's throwing Brooklyn. There's still only 1 pin in the match. It's just all tied up. You'll see there, crosses, gets 10, looks down. We'll see it
that
again.
Swing come inside. See how far that swing came inside that time, Terry, on the finish, and it just gets the ball started too early, much too early.
Comes inside, comes back in.
Right.
We'll take a break here on Nine's Wide World of Sport. A cliffhanger coming up here. Only 1 pin in between Jamie Gore and Billy Gardiner. One will advance to the next round of the Stepladder final in the Goldpin Coca Cola Classic. And a tense game 2 of the 1991 Stepladder final of the Goldpin Coca Cola Classic. Billy Gardiner and Jamie Gore. Jamie Gore, 21 years of age, from Mermaid Waters on the Gold Coast. And Billy Gardiner, 18 years of age, from Sydney. And they've gone strike for strike and spare for spare. Now, this, gentlemen, could be the turning point.
Yes, you know, Terry, I don't know if anybody heard, but one of the young people in the audience, as Billy was just about ready to go, said, "Come on, Billy," you know, really excited for him. And it may have interrupted that concentration a little.
I'm not sure. He was really humped up. He's just got to go for it.
Gave it every possible hope.
You know, that's just disastrous to see such a great game and such a great match, and Billy's thrown 1 bad shot, didn't get away with it. Now it's all up to James. He's really only got a mark in the 10th frame to win.
Yeah, 9 out. He loses by a pin. He would have 215.
Look at his family. I think that says it all.
He needs the spare or strike.
Oh, well, it's not all over yet.
This is one of the most difficult spares, as Terry can tell you, for the right-handed player. It is.
That's right, and the way the lanes are playing with the oil to the right and dry to the left, it's easy to chop, easy to throw right. He's really needed a 9 count there to be safe. And let's see what he does. A lot of pressure on him here to pick up this. Right now, those pins look 4 miles apart.
Oh, yeah, well executed from the young man from the Gold Coast. The crowd loves it. He's become their hero since he's started bowling here this week.
Well, Chris, I said at the beginning of the tournament we may have a Dave Hardy here, a giant killer that goes through and beats everybody. He's doing just that. He's got stitches in the back of his hand. Shouldn't have really been here. What can you say? This is just a dream time.
And a bonus ball here to knock out Billy Gardiner. All academic. Well done, Jamie Gore. He advances to the next round of the Stepladder final in the Goldpin Coca Cola Classic. And he will meet Carl Bottomley, the 3rd seed. Congratulations all round for him. And bad luck to Billy Gardiner. He bows out and picks up $1,200, compliments of Coca-Cola and Goldpin.